It is no secret that the refi business is down in the mortgage industry. By one accounts, I read a report, it is down 84%. That still means there are 16% of folks out there that are refinancing. I brought on a mortgage professional that I know, trust, and respect, and we are going to have an honest discussion about should you refinance today? Who should refinance today? And frankly, even highlight bad sales advice you may be getting from others. I think there are some predators out there preying on the uneducated, talking them into a refinance that is bad for them. So in order to have this discussion, I brought on a professional again. I know, trust, and respect. Matt, the mortgage guy. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great, Mike. Thanks for having me, brother.
I just got to ask you right up front. You have to assume that knowing nothing about the person, that most people refining a 2 into a 6 or 7 is bad. Just let's get that out of the way.
100% guarantee. Yeah. And I love this question. I love this conversation because I take a lot of pride in the mass amount of no's that I've had, more so than closings sometimes. Because if I can help somebody avoid what would be potentially a really bad financial move, and the thing that really like fires me up and I'm extra passionate about it is when you look at the data of who's refinanced, it's the people that can less handle economic turbulence or financial turbulence, right? Like 600 to 640 credit score with little equity, those people refinancing $12,000 cash out to pay off credit cards does not make sense. And without calling any names, Quicken Loans, like with the data shows that it was off the charts, Mike. All other lenders here in refinance volume, and they were hitting the phones like mad as rates were going up and really, putting people in worse financial situations. So like you said, there might be a 1 in 8 or a 1 in 7 who it makes some sense to do a refinance, but the vast majority, the answer is probably no. And if you've got somebody on the other line trying to talk you into why you should be refinancing, you're talking to the wrong person.
Let me just say this again, because I really want people to make wise financial moves. And sometimes when you have a salesperson on the other end, they know what words you want to hear. They know how to paint pictures. Let me just say it this way. If you're going to take a loan that has hundreds of thousands of dollars on it, call it 200 grand for this scenario, and it is a 30-year loan and the interest rate is 2%, it makes absolutely no sense to refi an additional $16,000 that's at 18%. That is unsecured debt. Why the hell would you take unsecured debt, put it on a secured instrument? Folks, credit cards are unsecured. There's no asset behind it. Your house is secured. And oh, by the way, why would you take $16,000 and raise your 2% loan on your big loan up to 6? It just makes no sense. Stop. If you get that phone call, I give you permission to do the following. Hang the fuck up and move on.
For sure.
That's what I think.
Or you can do like me, you can play fun games. I remember a conversation we had where I was letting this guy talk, and I mean, they're good, man. They said something about my pool or my backyard. And I said, oh yeah, I've already got a pool. Oh, is there other upgrades that you would like to see in your backyard? A barbecue? Like, he's trying to talk me into, and that was what they did when equity was skyrocketing, was they're calling people saying, listen, you need access to this equity. And I've even heard some, scumbags is a nice way to put it, talk to people about if you're not pulling out your equity, the bank's winning and you're not.
Oh, like, I love that. Are you kidding me? Yeah.
I'm telling you, I hope I saved this voicemail because I'll share it with you, where that was literally the pitch is, how the banks are making all this money? It's because they control all this equity in your house. Stick it to the banks, pull all that equity out, right? Like,
so folks, here's the deal. You've heard me say it on my channel many times that the Fed broke housing. What does that mean? It means they kept rates too low for too long. It gave, let's say, 50% of us who have residential loans sub 4%. That is now an asset. Folks, if you don't know this, the federal funds rate is 4.25 to 4.5 today. What does that mean? It means they are paying 4.25 to 4.5 interest on overnight lending. You have a rate below 4% for 30-year money. Don't you dare give that up.
Yeah,
That's what I think.
100% agreed. And that's the thing too, is people 2.5%, 3%, 3.5%, a cash out refi today might be 6% interest rate, right? And for someone to justify that, there's very few scenarios. Some it's like court ordered, you're going through a divorce, other life events.
Life events. If they're like if you're going through a divorce and you've got to cash out the other partner and this is all you've got. Sorry. I mean,
and I'll tell you like what I talk people through as kind of like a scale on how bad it is. If they're like, well, listen, I only owe 75 grand and this house is worth 500. If I take out, if I go to $225,000 loan, I'm going to pay off this ugly debt. I'm going to invest this into something that I know is going to be a winner. Stuff like that, where your new debt that you're taking is greater than the old one. Where it gets really bad is your example, 200,000 set below 3% and you're taking 16, or even worse, somebody owes 500. And then, even if they've got $75,000 in debt, don't let somebody talk you with the gymnastics of, well, you've got this, and this, and this. That's 1,800 in total payments. Your mortgage is only going to go up 1,100. But they're not telling you that it's spreading it out over 30 years. They're not telling you that, you can find another way to pay off this 75. Don't ever take out a little bit of cash and then you're increasing the rate on the whole 575. You're throwing away that gift. Like you said, that's an asset, that 500 grand at 3%, and you're refinancing it all into 6%. Please don't ever do that. And unfortunately, I know, because the data is out there, and I've got friends who are data analysis that really show me, 2%, 3% spread between current and the refinance rate. People are doing that. Unfortunately, it's the lower credit scores. It's the people that can afford to do it less. It's slowed down dramatically. Like you said, refinance is down 84%, but I still would imagine that some of that 16% are doing things that don't make a lot of sense either. And when you're talking about your finances, you don't want to just go invest money with anybody. You don't want to get mortgage advice from just anybody either. Because at the end of the day, closing loans, somebody gets a commission. There's some of us that want to sleep well at night. There's some of us that take pride in the fact that we serve people at a high level, and I wouldn't put you in a loan that I wouldn't put myself in. And that's where all the mortgage advice from the whole team comes from, is what will we do if we were you in your scenario? 90% of the time when it's a refinance conversation, the answer is no, or HELOC, or aggressive plan for paying off debt, or something else.
Yeah, there are other options. Do me a favor, folks. If you are in this situation, you have a quote or you're getting really, really close, Matt, the mortgage guy, is here for you. He will take a look at it. He or someone on his team will take a look at it, and they'll give you an honest, independent review. I can't believe he does this for this channel. Matt, if somebody wanted to reach out and say, either A, I'm thinking about it, or B, I've got this quote, what should I do? How do they do that?
For a conversation, the best way is greatmortgagebroker.com. And that way we're going to connect you. It's the fastest way to get to, somebody in your specific market. If you've actually got a loan estimate or a closing disclosure and you're close, you can send an email to team@mtmg.com and we'll take a look at it. For refinance, I think what we should be thinking about, Mike, is you talk me into why you're doing it.
Yeah.
Don't have me sell you.
No.
I want you to sell me on why it makes sense, right? And maybe it's free and clear, and you're doing a cash out refinance to go invest. Okay, I'm down with that, right?
Maybe.
And maybe there's some other scenarios, but you sell me, not the other way around.
Love that. Again, team@mtmg.com. I think that is great advice. Thank you for doing that for us. You're awesome. And what is your YouTube channel?
Matt, the Mortgage Guy on YouTube. I think we're approaching 700 videos, so there's got to be at least a couple good ones on there.
I love it. Thanks, brother.
Thanks, Mike.